Good morning, everybody. It's me, Linda Burhans, with Candid Conversations, just speaking to interesting people about interesting things. And this week I have with me Paul Levin. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you, Linda. It's great to be here.
How are you today?
I am wonderful.
Me too. I'm joyful and grateful.
Amen. That's what
Amen.
life's all about, is being joyful and grateful, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and I think the thing we have to remember is we always have a choice.
Amen to that as well. And
So,
I'm not, but I guess I am an ordained pastor. I keep saying amen. Uh, I am an ordained pastor. I don't use that, but that's what life, amen simply means yes and yes.
yes. So tell us a little bit about your book.
Well, the name of the book is Your Life Sucks No More. And the reason for that title is simple. My life used to suck, and it doesn't anymore.
Yeah.
So I could tell you more about the book if you'd like.
Yes, please do.
All right. Well, so the book is basically my story of how my life transformed from a life that sucked into a life where everything is perfect.
Well, so how did that happen? I mean, how did that start? You just didn't wake up one day and your life didn't suck anymore.
Well, we have to first understand that it all began when I was 4 years old. And an event occurred that I talk about in a live event I'm going to be doing soon. Something happened to me at 40 years old on the playground in kindergarten that set me up for a life of suck.
Really?
Okay? Really? All the way into my 50s. And in my 50s, I had an experience. I was sitting in my office and I'm asking myself, why does life have to suck so much? And I got an answer. It was loud. It was audible. It was like someone was yelling it in my ear. You want to know what it said?
Yeah.
It said it doesn't have to. Now, frankly, at the time, that just pissed me off more.
Yeah.
Okay. And the truth is, I did nothing with. So I heard that voice. I made a decision that night that if life really didn't have to suck, then I would recreate my life from scratch, from the ground up. And I did nothing with that decision for 5 more years.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing.
Some people have to be hit with a 2x4.
Really, but we learn at our own pace. We evolve and transform at our own pace. When we're ready, the teacher will be there. It was for me.
Right.
Okay. Hundreds and hundreds of hours of personal growth workshop, most of which came from T. Harv Eker.
I'm sorry, my phone is ringing. I shut it off.
All good. Most of my training came from T. Harv Eker. A lot came from Abraham Hicks.
Yeah.
Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, as well as many others.
Yes.
And after 3 years of learning and changing and evolving and transforming, and I had another experience. And I'm driving down the road. It's 2 a.m. I'm on my way home from the karaoke bar. Now, I'd started singing karaoke during the 3 years, right? And I had the most spectacular evening, hanging out with old friends and singing with new friends. And I started thinking about my day and how that had happened in the morning. And it didn't work out the way I planned it, but it worked out perfect. And then that happened in the afternoon. And I didn't plan that at all, and it worked out perfect. And I thought to myself, I'm living a life where everything works out perfect. And that's when spirit. Can I assume that your audience knows who spirit is? Yes, we all know who.
Yeah.
Spirit is something bigger than you, okay? And spirit tells me to pull the car off to the side of the road, which at this point in my transformation, I'd learned to obey the voice of spirit.
Yeah.
I pull the car off to the side of the road, and spirit says, so you're living a life where everything works out perfect, huh? Yeah, it's amazing. And spirit says, great. Now you can go teach others. And that's what got me started on this.
Did you feel a little overwhelmed at that moment?
stunned, maybe in shock a little,
Okay.
like I'm to do what exactly, right?
Yeah.
But I was an engineer, so I knew exactly how to attack a problem.
There you go.
Right? I dissected the problem. The first thing I did is I went back to all my notes. And I'm telling you, I had notes. Okay. I was an engineer. Right. And plus they gave us lots of material.
Yeah.
And I'd read a couple of his books as well. So I started to, okay, so here's what happened. Nobody's ever gotten me to this part of my story. I love it. Thank you. I started to just let go. And let spirit guide the path.
Yeah. Who made you think you were the boss?
I'm here for a reason. I didn't know what the reason was. This was the period where now spirit is going to tell me the reason. Now, I'd already been a speaker. I'd love speaking in front of an audience. Okay. Do you realize how many presentations I gave to a piece of chicken while I'm cooking dinner during these days? Okay. I gave an entire hour-long keynote to dinner one night. Okay. As it cooked,
Yeah.
And that was the beginning. I took that presentation and I went out and taught it to people and they got it and their lives began to change. And then I was asked to speak at a metaphysical church that I was attending at the time. And I spoke there 3 times. And every time I spoke, it became another piece of the puzzle. Right? And now, instead of the 3 years, I teach my entire transformation to people in 3 months.
Well, somebody just sent in a message and they go, yeah, my life sucks. So what can I do today?
Well, excellent question, because the first thing we want to do is, and I tell everybody this, it's very simple. Spend 15 minutes every day doing something that puts a smile on your face. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be expensive. I like singing. So I begin every morning with the radio on. It's free. Okay. And I sing to the radio and I sing to the songs. I personally drive a fast car and I drive a convertible. So any opportunity I get, the top comes down and the radio goes blasting, and we won't talk about how fast I drive.
All right. So the same person says, all right, so I wake up in the morning or I sing or I do whatever, but what happens when the misery comes after that?
Exactly. At that point, honestly, you reach out to me and we will have a conversation. And you can work with me in multiple ways. I have an entire product line from a 3-month course down to a free ebook. All right. So, but in that conversation, we'll get to some of the things that are upsetting your life.
Well, you said that your upset started when you were 4 years old. What did that person say to you when you were 4 years old?
I usually reserve this story for live events. All right. I'll give it to you. At 4 years old, I'm on the playground of kindergarten. I'm a lover. I used to play tea party with a little girl under the willow tree in my parents' backyard. And what I got to experience on that playground, to me, was horrifying. I saw packs of boys chasing with anger, with animosity, with hatred, with intent to harm, at least so it perceived to me at the time at 4.
Yeah.
Packs of boys chasing girls around the playground. And I thought to myself, because there was one cute little girl who had caught my eye even at 4, and I thought to myself, if I could run faster than the other boys and catch up to her first, well, then maybe I could protect her.
Wow.
It's not how
Big
it happened.
responsibility for a 4-year-old.
Tell me about it. And then it's not how it happened.
Right.
As I reached out my 4-year-old little hand to touch her, it caught her necklace and it broke.
Oh, goodness.
And
Yeah.
I was in trouble with every authority I knew. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you a piece because I'm in the emotional state right now. I'll give you a piece that is not part of live presentations. She hated me. I saw her in junior high. I left the country for high school. That's a whole nother story. Okay. But I saw her in junior high and she hated me. She knew who I was. It killed me. Life sucked. Life sucked.
Yeah. Elizabeth Butterfield just made a comment. Distraction is an action. If that fails, call Paul.
Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, wow. Yes, a distraction is an action. And shifting how we see things and changing perspectives and viewing an experience like that as the very thing that made me who I am so that I can be who I am today. And I love who I am today. And you can love who you are today because who you are is perfect and awesome. Right?
And it just takes baby steps.
It's all it's all right, to be honest with you, from an action perspective, it's baby steps. From a mind perspective,
Oh, yeah.
It's a radical shift. And it's Albert Einstein said you cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it. Now, what that means is your life's suck, my life's suck, was created by this mind. It could not be changed without something from the outside giving me a new perspective to see something differently than I had been seeing it. And so that's why I'm here.
Well, you know, I think many times we just have to watch the words we use in general, and the words we use to ourselves. Because years ago when I was going through a tough time, people would say to me, how are you doing? And I'd say, I'm hanging in there. And one day I thought, who the hell wants to be hanging in there? That's a horrible thing to say.
It is. And I would say that all the time.
I say all the time, I'm joyful and grateful. And sometimes they look at me with a little twisted head and I said, some days I'm joyfully challenged, but I'm always grateful.
That's cute.
It's
That's
true.
Cute. All right, I'll tell you a story. I give this story. So one of the T. Harv Eker courses, and his program all begins with a thing called the Millionaire Mind Intensive, which they're not doing anymore. So, however, if you ever hear of any of T. Harv Eker doing any of his programs, go to them. All right, they're phenomenal.
Yeah, they are.
So I'm at one event. I can't even remember which one it was. And one of the things that they would have us do is walk around the room and look at the posters on the board, the flip chart paper, right? With notes from the previous day's instruction, right? And as we're walking around the room, and the room's very loud because everybody's talking and what they remembered, I can hear the speaker on stage. And he says, today's a wonderful day. And I'm like, all right.
Okay.
You know, good for you, right? You know? And he goes like, why? Okay, now I'm like, I haven't a clue. This is during my transformation, okay, right? I don't know why it's a wonderful day. And then I hear him say, because I said so. That blew my mind. Because I said so. All you have to do to go from suck to not suck is say so. And I will teach you how to do that.
And it's so important because you know what? This is a wonderful life.
Amen.
This really is a wonderful life. And some people just miss the whole boat.
It is the life you make of it.
Yeah.
Choose to make it a wonderful life. It's going to take work, of course. Work is fun. That's one of the reasons we're here.
Well, and life is a challenge.
Life is a challenge.
Everything's not perfect. Things happen. But how do you handle it? You know, am I going to walk around crying about it? or am I going to sit down and try to address it and see what I can do about it? Or do I just let it go?
Right. Let it go. That's the 80% of your problems can be solved by letting them go.
Well, you know what the thing is too? Half of the problems we worry about don't even happen. They don't even happen.
So one of the principles, the mind loves a story.
Yeah.
So much so that it will make one up. That's your life. That's the story it made up, is your life.
Interesting.
Now, if you want a different life, make up another story.
Yeah. And fake it till you make it.
Yeah. And just look, I can feel the emotional guilt, if you will, that would come up to hear fake it till you make it. It's not that you have to fake it till you make it.
No, you got to practicing to make it.
Or declare it to be the future. Declare it to be.
Yeah.
How are you doing today? I'm wonderful. Are you really inside, deep inside? If I knew you personally and I sat there, no, just tell me you're wonderful. The heck with it.
Yeah. Well, I think I am are the two most important words in the English language, because whatever you follow that with becomes your reality.
That's true.
So, you notice if someone walks around all day saying, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired, they're tired.
They're tired.
Yes. And so I really think your words are very important in what you use and how you treat yourself.
And that gets into manifestation, which is what my course ends in.
Okay.
Is how to manifest your life, how to manifest the life you want. And there is a process. Abraham Hicks gives a 3-step process on how to manifest what you want. And it begins with what you're saying.
All right. So somebody just said, how do I manifest something? I'm just supposed to think about it. I think about stuff all the time. It don't happen.
Precisely. All right. 3-step process. Here you go. All right. A la Abraham Hicks. Thank you very much. Modified by me. Step number 1, intention. Now, we can't just leave that word on the floor like that, because I listened to Dr. Wayne Dyer's The Power of Intention dozens of times. And he never told, I loved him. He was phenomenal. He never told me what is intention. So I'm going to define for you. What is intention? It's 2 things. 1, intention are your predominant thoughts. Those, I'm sorry, let me back up a step. Skip number 1. Intention is the answer to the question, what do I want?
Okay.
So ask yourself the question, what do I want? And the answer you get, that is your intention. At the same time, intention are your predominant thoughts. Those thoughts you think when you're not thinking anything else. That's intention, step 1. Step 2. This is the answer to the question. I think things all the time and I don't get what I want, right? Aligned beliefs. That is step 2. Beliefs that are in alignment with your intention. If you believe to the contrary, and come and see me live, because I do a whole shtick here that is hysterical, okay, that I'm not going to do right now. All right. So come see me live. But if you believe to the contrary of your intention, the law of the universe is that you will manifest your beliefs. That is the law of the universe. Just is the way it is. Get over it.
Yeah.
Okay. Step 3. Emotion. Emotion. The more emotion, the faster the manifestation. Now, time is not real, and time is an issue of value, so we're not going to get into that discussion today. Step number 3 is emotion. So I'm going to give you this little tidbit here, okay? Suppose your emotions are upset, anger, frustration, pissed off, suck, right? Okay? Well, then what you will manifest are the things you do not want. Your beliefs are not in alignment with your intention, and you are manifesting the things you do not want. When your emotions are happiness and joy and gratitude and inner peace and calm and love and like that, well, now your beliefs, and again, I teach all of this, your beliefs are in alignment with
Right.
your intentions, and you begin to manifest the life that you call perfect.
Yeah, so people should, I have a little list. It's framed actually, and it says, I am Linda Burhans and this is my intention. And it says a bunch of things. So like I have a caregiver conference coming up. My intention is this is going to be the best conference ever. And so I read that every morning when I wake up, and so maybe once or twice a year it changes a little, but most of my intentions pretty much stay the same. But just bringing that to mind, because we get lost in the day and the day gets a little crazy. So I try to read it in the morning and then at least at night, if not in the afternoon also. And I think when you do that, it just reinforces what you're doing.
It does. And for everybody in the audience, Linda is not special.
No.
Everyone can do what Linda is doing.
Right. Simply. And like you said, it doesn't cost you anything to do it. I wake up in the morning, every morning, my feet touch the floor. I walk directly outside. I go out. I live on Lake Seminole. I go out on the dock. I say my prayers and say, tell me what to do today because I don't have a clue. Just guide me. And then I take a picture of a flower or the sunrise or a duck. And I post it on Facebook and say, good morning, Seminole. I do this for 8 years now.
Awesome.
And then I email it to my stepmother who lives in New York City because she lives alone and she has 1 hour to get back to me. So I know she's okay.
Awesome.
So every morning she sends me back a message, magnificent, a watercolor. So I get kissed by my stepmother every morning. And then I separate text it to my brothers and sisters, and some people I send a Bible quote with it. So my day starts out so darn fabulous, I can't tell you. Because I get up looking for something beautiful, and I find it in less than 15 minutes.
Amen. I have a question for the audience. How perfect of a life is that? Do you want that? You can.
Yeah. I think people want that, and they can do that.
It's easy.
It's very easy, and it's very simple.
The hard part.
And you don't know how much it reaches out to other people too.
Oh yes, it goes out like a wave of energy across the universe.
Yeah, because people want to be with people that are like that. People want to be with people that are positive. People want to be with people that are uplifting.
So wait, we have to be intellectually honest.
Yeah.
Okay, and say that there's a hard part, because there is. The hard part is getting past the emotional pain. See, a traumatic event that occurred to me at 4 caused me emotional pain up to late 50s.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, it would have taken me to my death.
Yep.
Okay, it would have stayed with me.
Somebody used to say to me when I was a kid all the time, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? It took me a lot of years to get past that.
Amen.
And for a lot of years I didn't know what it was, but you got to do the work to figure it out.
Or I can teach you how to do it in minutes.
Yeah.
In minutes. We can get past emotional pain. I can show you how to change your beliefs in seconds. Because all it takes is a decision. It's an electronic pulse in the brain and it's done.
I shut the ringer off.
That's okay. I know you did.
I have a new phone.
That's the universe saying, we have a question.
Well, we do have a question.
Tell me the question.
I am really trying hard to make changes, it says. I am trying really hard to make changes, but I am surrounded by a lot of negative people.
Of course you are. We all are. When I was in, so I spent a lot of my years as a born-again Christian, okay? And I'm at this one church one night, and there's some musician there, and he's singing a song, and the song he's singing is, how can you expect to fly like an eagle when you're working with turkeys? Okay? And I mean, I remembered that song. It's been decades, okay? We all are surrounded by negative people until we're not.
Yeah.
Until you choose to say, you know what? They're not serving me anymore. And I'm just not going to be around them. Not because I don't like them, and not because I'm angry with them, and not because of any of those reasons, simply because they're not serving me and what I want.
Yeah.
Because you're entitled.
And we're so busy taking care of everybody else instead of ourselves.
Amen to that.
I think that's another thing we have to think about too.
So so now we can talk about the caregiver, okay? And the caregiver is an interesting breed of person, because the caregivers of the, there's so many tests to put us into 4 different groups. In all of them, there's a caregiver, and the caregiver is always the only who gives of themselves so much so that they would rather die. They would kill themselves.
Sometimes they do.
They do. Okay, to help someone else. God bless you, people. God bless you.
You know what I have to say to caregivers sometimes? If you don't take care of yourself, you're doing an injustice to your loved one. And then they go, oh. I mean, it sounds bad, but it's the truth.
Well, think about that. So if you die, who's going to take care of them?
Right. Right.
Really?
Really?
So we have to take care of you first for them.
Yeah. So what do you have? You have something live coming up soon. Tell me about it.
I do. So I'll be doing a live event on July 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And it is going to be available both live and in person. I'm going to give you a URL in 1 second here. It'll be available both live and in person and on Zoom. The event is free. Here is the URL. Now, these are full words. So please, Linda, say them with me, because I know you're going to agree with them.
Okay.
I deserve a perfect life.com /events, plural.
Events.com/event. Because I'm going to put that all in the description of the show.
Yes.
So people know. And that's July 14th at what time?
7 p.m. Eastern.
7 p.m. Okay.
Go to that URL, register, and then you'll be sent the address and the Zoom registration link.
All right. So what about people that just want to hook up with you? How do they do that?
All right. So let's go to the same URL. IdeserveAPerfectLife.com. Just go there, the homepage. On the homepage, if you scroll to the bottom, there's a link to Meet with Paul. You can click on Meet with Paul. At the very top is a picture of the book, Your Life Sucks No More, The Ultimate Guide to Manifesting Your Perfect Life. Click on the book. Request for yourself a complimentary copy of the ebook.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. It's been a pleasure today. We haven't met in person yet, but I hope we do in the future. Thanks so much. I'm sure my listeners will really get a lot out of this today, and have a delicious day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.